they're able to get from their draft to set up those big angles to make sure that the Pop Blossoms and Kennen can really make for an explosive opening fight. If those fights aren't explosive,
you know, during the playoffs, a lot of lane dominance here for GALA and Vampire. It allows here for JunJia to go for an invade onto the blue buff of Xun. Both flashes being utilized by him and Vampire, and Xun just has no place to go. That is first blood.
Not even just crazy in Blabber's game, just everyone.
Yeah. The Blabbers Crabbers really making their way across the globe. Thankfully, not going to matter too much for
on JDG's side will mean that Bin and Knight can't punish the side lane wins as hard. That being said, Xun looking to punish up top.
Dominus already popped, but it might be just a little bit too few health ticks. Xun goes in with that Crescent Guard. 2 ultimates for the strength of this champion specifically. He's had a lot of good experiences on it. Now have a bit of a fight in the mid lane. JunJia going to EQ up. Xun going to follow. We have the dragon about to spawn, and that's why these teams looking a little bit more eager to go for a fight. On flashes forward, lanes that 2-man Pop Blossom, and HongQ is taken down. JunJia will respond with a kill onto On, then uses the Cataclysm and his flash to escape, but in comes the Realm Warp, and BLG are now sending 3 back onto the J4. Xun lands the final blow, and overall, it is a 2 for
that look on HongQ. It got both summoner spells out of him, but the fact that didn't connect, that kind of gave away where BLG was at. And we are still in the world where GALA and Vampire, before that last play went down, were already winning this lane. And they actually got a lot of gold from Viper and On walking and see. 2 plates were secured by Viper, or GALA, I should say. A third looking to be secured here by GALA. As JDG collapsing on the spot lane, HongQ's here.
So is Knight. So it will be a very even fight in terms of numbers if JDG decide to engage, and with that being under the tower, not a good territory. Dominus pop in, already has his Conqueror though. Has the ulti at his disposal, but Xiaoxu all of a sudden has a lot of HP. There's a Slicing Maelstrom. Bin suddenly does not win the duel. Meanwhile, in the top side, JunJia finds On in a Cataclysm, and it'll even up the kill score at 3 for JDG. And they could be looking for more with Knight and Xun running to underneath their tier 1 turret on the top side. It's going to be JDG in the 3.
Yeah, or maybe it could help them.
Easier words for me here.
Could be.
Get the dragon started up here. By Bilibili. HongQ throws at the Weaver's Wall. It actually separates On and Xun from the rest of the team, so giving a little bit of time for JDG to strike. In goes JunJia, and he steals the dragon away. That's soul point in for JDG. He flashes On out and will survive. But the Pop Blossom for On is able to find 2, and GALA is shut down. Xiaoxu is next. And so it'll be 2 kills for BLG, but JD Gaming get themselves their 3rd Drake.
Yeah, it's a Hextech soul point, so very valuable for JDG. That said, BLG getting much needed gold in their pockets. Do want to replay of that one, because some of the pokes that connected early on I thought was pretty good for JDG. The Weaver's Wall into that True Shot barrage from GALA actually gave them a health bar advantage, but the flash from On did create a good engage for BLG to follow up on, and GALA, a little bit too far forward in that fight, was found.
Ooh, HongQ. A greedy reset might be punished here. Knight gonna be able to flash forward and land that overload. And now that's 3 straight kills here for Bilibili, and the gold lead ballooning to 3K.
I hope not.
I hope not either. I mean, this guy, such a great team fighter as well. If he can get there. Not his brightest moment necessarily. On pops the Pop Blossom preemptively, and now HongQ says, all right, man, I'll go in knowing you don't have that ability. It's going to be an easy kill here for JDG's mid laner. On has been having such a good game until he made a... On's played some Heimerdinger in his past. Maybe we see that here on in this series as well. If this really goes off the rails, I feel like we have to get to like Game 7 of Fearless for that to happen at this in the current meta state. HongQ in some trouble, gets stunned up by the Pop Blossom, and yeah, this Talia is just dead. Knight's going to be able to land the final blow, and JDG tried to defend him, but it's going to be disaster. Bin goes in with a Slicing Maelstrom, and 2 more die for free. A teleport from Xiaoxu is all too late, as BLG in a 5v2 are going to have an easy time securing the Baron after what an incredibly foolish play by JDG.
Yeah, I kind of need to go back and see exactly how that was found by BLG. HongQ being found in the river, I can understand. They're trying to shift power into bot, but GALA being found like that as well. Bin had such a crazy...
comes the Realm Warp, and On able to barely dodge away from that ability. In goes JunJia, but it's a little bit too late, and the Weaver's Wall is going to cut him off. JunJia now has to flash away, and that's going to be free Dragon, and maybe even more here for BLG. That is the first kill given over to Bin. He flashes back into the pit for safety. One more seismic shove will mean a shutdown gets picked up onto Xun, but BLG are happy to deny the soul.
You got the Soul, also kind of win the fight. I think that mid outer is going to go down in favor of JDG. That said, Bin just used the Baron empowered recall.
On. Doesn't use the flash and now could be in some trouble. HongQ is still able to drop. You thought that maybe On was going to go for a bigger ulti than that, but he gets the prize nonetheless.
Yeah, actually kind of surprised about that one. I don't think they have the numbers to warrant the flash Pop Blossom, but again, finding HongQ. HongQ's been found on more than one occasion now in this mid game. That's his 4th death. It feels like he's been picked out 3 times. A little bit surprised. They've really taken over the Baron side.
They're going Baron, yeah.
I mean, if you're JDG, do you just trade this? Just trade.
Yeah.
Again, for BLG, I feel like this is almost an unnecessary risk from them.
I mean, there's no way they get to this in time. It's just going to burn down 5 members of JDG
mid.
here for the Hextech Dragon. Weaver's Wall going to cut off Shun's advancements as well. So the Soul is secured, but BLG want to try to fight in the meantime. They go for the Wind Becomes Lightning onto Xiaoxu, slowed down by the bolas of Viper as well. Xiaoxu going to be able to pop the Dominus, but is going to get sniped down by the Transcendent Laser. And Viper gets on the board first for Bilibili. It's a 45 on the map with Baron buff in their hands. And they're going to try to use this to push the gold lead as much as possible for the cost of the Soul.
Yeah. How much can BLG get in the next couple of minutes with the Baron on their backs? And is it going to be worth Hextech Soul? My default blanket statement is no. I do not like the trade that BLG just made. I think Hextech Soul harder against Hextech Soul. And I just, again, like, we're sitting up here like the one mistake you can't make right now is BLG is giving away this Soul. It gives JDG the exact path back into the game that they want, that they're hoping for. And so far, I think the two
Hold on, Shun.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
He's very low. Cataclysm is going to come out. Shun already used his flash, and he's going to go down. So another over-aggressive play for BLG in the enemy
Around
jungle.
that was like, okay, guys, it's 20 seconds gap. We can definitely do both, right? They weren't even close.
Not even close. Even if they started up on spawn at the perfect timing. JDG
took away Bin slicing Maelstrom, which is still not off cooldown, and On's flashless.
And now the Elder Dragon has been started up. Shun is already very low, and Bin has that ultimate about to come on to cooldown. He uses the Hex Gate to get over, and this would be a big fight to use that slicing Maelstrom. When will it arrive? Crescent Guard comes down. The Elder is flipped and secured by JDG. Already the Elder has procced, and the Guardian Angel is about to be expired onto Shun. He will go down, and JD Gaming win another flip, and they will claim the Elder for themselves.
JunJia takes it. Shun not able to secure the Elder versus his own team. And for BLG, we came into this series, Grape, saying that we felt like this was the first test they were going to face in the LPL playoffs, going up against JDG, a team that has a lot more might than what BLG has faced so far in their lower bracket run. And this first test, they've not passed at all. They failed it because they got the basic rules of JDG, took the time. They took 2 minutes straight to make sure that mid and bot wave were in their favor, that the control wards were in the right place, where they were to make sure that the Rat and the Nico couldn't find themselves. We find the angle or get themselves behind JDG, get the setup that BLG needs to come back and win this game. As JDG, it wasn't the prettiest game, but they stuck to the basic rules of the league, and that says if you get Hextech Soul, your team's going to have a pretty big advantage throughout the game.
BLG have a 5,000 gold lead, but that's feeling like Monopoly money at this point. JD Gaming with the double buff power of the Elder and the Baron for the next minute and change. And you can see the pressure that they're able to give on to Bilibili. Now they're in the enemy base, and Bin has a flank angle underneath this mid lane inhibitor turret that has already gone down. The Nexus Tower is under fire. The first one is going to fall first. Second inhibitor down. Bin has to go now or the game will just end. And he is with the slicing Maelstrom. They'll be able to nearly take down HongQ, but he flashes away and will not fall. JDG were down gold, but they were not down in spirit. They get a triple kill for GALA and claim game 1 of this best of 5.